Welcome to Hollywood, California for Fringe Tonight Alive. Featuring Josh Brown and the Hollywood Sound and performers from across the 2024 Hollywood Fringe Festival. Now, your host, Alex Enriquez.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Hollywood, California, where streamers aren't something you put up at birthday parties. They're something you cancel so you can make rent. Thank you. Welcome to Fringe Tonight Alive. This is a talk show that's all about the Hollywood Fringe Festival. The guests, performers, and acts you're going to see tonight are all my fellow Fringers from across the Hollywood Fringe Festival. We've got a great conversation right off the bat with my good friend Ramón. And we're going to talk a little bit about a compassionate revolution and being a spiritual cheerleader. I'm also going to spend a little time with my friend, the supervisor from the complaints department. I don't know if you've seen him around. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen him around, but he's going to be doing a series of one-on-one shows with the complaints department all through July. It's called the Fringe July Extensions. There's like 100 slots there. I didn't know that. This might not be the last show, but for now it is. Anyway, we're also going to be talking to Mark Vigeant about his show, The Best Man Show. Yeah. He is just whip smart and super funny, and we're going to talk to him about why this Hollywood Fringe Festival is the very best Fringe he's done in the 90 or so he's done around the world. Yes, thank you. And we're also going to close things out with a performance from Hope Levy. She's going to do a song from her show, the Converse Universe. I'm really excited about that. And we will be closing out our last show with that. That'll be the end of our Fringe Festival run. And it's my, I know. It's my first Fringe Festival, and it's been exciting. But right now, it feels a little bit like the end of summer camp. Yeah. Well, I actually don't know what that feels like because my parents actually loved me. But you know what it feels like? I have a couple of cousins that I used to only see for like a couple of days around Christmas. And when they would leave, it meant, it's all done. Watching them through the back window of their station wagon as they got smaller down the street was like, they were taking all the light and the fun with them. And that's what the end of this feels like, because this has been really special. It's been a really magical experience for me. And if you're, I don't know who here is a Fringer, who here is just seeing Fringe shows, but get involved with the Fringe. Do a Fringe show yourself, be in one, produce one, write one, just see more of them. It's a really worthwhile thing to do. I cannot wait to see all of you here at the Broadwater next year with your own Fringe shows. I'm not going to be able to see any of them because I'm very busy. But I will say that's like, I do have some regrets about this Fringe Festival, and one of them is how busy I was. I was only able to see about 25 shows, and I meant to see more, but really, you consider there's almost 400 in the total Hollywood Fringe Festival, and about 100 just at this venue alone, and I only saw about a quarter of those. Like it was, I will say, I did have 5 of these performances, and I did 4 with I don't know if you saw Law and Disorder, the improvised Law and Order show. I did 4 of those. Yeah, thank you. I do it for the love of God. I do it for the love of God. So I was busy. I have a good excuse for only seeing 25 shows. But I do have some other regrets. I would say one of them is eating so much sushi from the Jack in the Box.
I told you. You're not my dad, Josh.
He's up there, like in the 4th row. And Kate back there on the bass, I'll say this is for real. Yeah, put it together for Kate. Not only is she our director, but she's been sitting in with the band as the bass player, and my one regret is that I didn't do that sooner, because she's been amazing. And in my defense, I did assume that more of her time would be taken up propping up my fragile ego. But the guests we've had on the show so far, and the people here at the Broadwater and everything, it's been going so smoothly that it's actually freed up enough space for her to pursue her passion in music. So
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt here. Well, I'm right here, so I should. Seriously, you guys, this guy has no ego, all heart, and Alex, I swear to God, I am not blowing smoke, but your hair looks amazing.
I eat a lot of eggshell. I'll talk to you about it after. I'll say I did get a chance to see a lot of heartfelt, heartrending, hilarious, some stuff that was really interesting, some stuff that was interesting in the Fringe. But I think that's the compact you sort of make as an audience member in the Fringe, right? You're sort of rolling the dice with your time there to watch somebody who's maybe rolling the dice with their soul. But not me, not here. No, this is very surface level, very surface level. My wife wanted me to drill deeper, but I said, hun, if I cry in front of a crowd like that again, I'll puke. You remember our wedding. So, yeah, I mean, you know what happens. One person goes, and then everybody's so turned on. Making an investment in myself in this Fringe, this is what this has been for me, making an investment in me. And I think it's been worth it. I think my fellow Fringers would say it's been worth it, right? Yeah. I will say this though, I'm gonna use that investment in myself line on my wife because I maxed out the MasterCard on some pyrotechnics for the last show here tonight. You all should have gotten safety goggles in the lobby, right? I can't be on stage when it happens, but you and the band, you should be okay. This has been a great experience for me. This, in all seriousness, this Fringe is incredible, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight, because I don't take for granted what it means for you to trust me with an hour of your time, and I just want to say it's been... All right. Josh, can you play me to the desk, please? Sorry. They call Josh the Canadian Blade. If you want to see why, pour him a weak drink. Josh, would you mind introducing the rest of the band, please?
Anything to break that awkwardness, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, on the guitar, Mr. Tom Fodds. The incredible Kate Frisbee on the bass. Mr. Cooper Hopkins.
Can't believe they're doing that live. Our first guest, I'm very pleased to introduce, I've known her for quite a long time. We've been in each other's lives for, maybe our entire lives. She should be in the back right now.
Do I come out now?
Jam, when I say your name, you come out, okay? I'm gonna say Jam, then you come out.
You didn't say it?
No, Jam, I'll say.
Okay, I'm just saying, I thought you said it, okay?
No, I know I just said it right now, but you'll know how I'll say, Jam, just go back. Sorry. My first guest I've known for quite a while. She's my cousin, and she's here to delight you with toots from her magical flute. Please welcome my cousin Jam. Please welcome my cousin Jam. Jam. Come out now. I said your name.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh.
Okay, you're good. Hey, Jam, everybody.
Hi!
All right. Okay.
Get a good look.
Jam, this is my cousin Jam, everybody, and our family, I gotta say, is probably super excited to see us all on stage together.
Oh, I always knew I would be famous.
Okay, so you said you were gonna do a number on your flute, and where's your flute?
Oh no, I'm gonna do a song.
With your flute? That's on your flute.
No, hit it!
Jam, there's nothing to hit. You rehearsed the whole flute number by yourself. Whatever, acapella. I'm on the deep end, swimming in water. Jam, everybody. Wasn't she great? Wasn't she great?
I'm not done. There's a whole dance number. It's called the Cheeky Cha-Cha.
Jam, I don't like cha-chas. You know that.
Fine. Well, excuse me, Mr. Drummer Man. Can I use your drums again?
I appreciate you asking this time, and you absolutely cannot. No.
Josh, how about I trum on your bone?
That's big now.
No, don't. Jam, you told me you learned Aladdin on the flute. But by the way, you don't play a flute. You play a recorder. We've been trying to tell you that for years, but you told me you learned Aladdin?
Okay, I just thought maybe you could share the spotlight for once.
Jam, I'm doing that right now. I'm the funny one. You're the
I
flute
can
one.
show you the world. Indescribable
Jam, you were so
emotions.
You're
Hey,
so tired.
you!
You gotta think it's time to
You know
go.
what? I think you should go back to your post, you little limp piece of Canadian bacon. I will leave after I have shown this little light of mine. This little
Okay. Just do it. Just do your cha-cha. Do the thing you were gonna do. Just do it. Go, Jam. Do it. Jam, everybody.
Oh. Confession time.
Oh boy.
I have 0 talents. I can't flute worth a toot. Can't gaga. Would have really gummed up your bone, Josh. I understand. I'm not needed. I'll take my L, Alex. After all, you've always been the real star of the family. Just promise me you'll never forget me.
Jam, frankly, I've been trying to forget you this whole time and I couldn't. You're the weirdest person I ever met.
Oh my God, thank you, Alex.
And I will say this, Jam. With you around, I really seem like I got my shit together. I mean, Uncle Ruben hasn't asked me if I have a 401k in like 5 years.
I am a bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah. You know what? Jam, I think you're pretty cool.
Aww!
Yeah, everybody give it up for my cousin Jam.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Hi, I'm Alex Enriquez. Tonight's episode of Fringe Tonight Alive is brought to you by keeping your shirt tucked in. You cannot imagine the lengths that I go to.
My first guest is currently engaged in a empathetic revolution and is a spiritual cheerleader and is my own fellow Latin talk show co-host. Please welcome Ramón!
I didn't know what you were to punch. I didn't know what the move was.
I think we made something together
Yeah,
happen.
we did.
Have a seat.
What's up, you guys? I shaved today.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to ask you that because Ramón usually has this great mustache, and I can't grow a mustache. I get like
Oh,
19
so sorry.
hairs in up here. It looks disgusting.
I
but-
can grow it in like 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You seem like you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Still alive.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this, and I know the answer already, but I asked my guests: is this your first Fringe?
It is not.
Okay. How many Fringes is this for you?
It's my third one.
Okay. Yeah. Give me that. I can't wait to get to that level myself. This is just my first.
Well, my accountant says I have to stop. She's like, you have to stop taking out your savings and doing this. And I say, okay. This time I won't do it. And then, it becomes April, and the wheels start turning, and the flowers start budding. And you're like, I don't know, maybe I do it.
Oh, yeah.
You go to one Fringe again, and they're like, I'm gonna do it. I'm
Oh
gonna do
yeah.
another show.
Just when you thought they were out, they put you.
Yeah. Every time, can't help it. I am an addict. It's okay.
I think I'm going to tell you your first 2 mistakes:
Okay.
having
Wow.
an accountant and having savings.
I know.
I don't have either of those, I didn't have any worries about putting on the show.
They're dwindling. There's like, it's not that many numbers, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's like one number, another number, and then another number.
Okay, brag. Big brag from Ramón there. So you've got a talk show in the Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your talk show? Yeah, please. Put your hands together. And by the way, I heard that and I said, good, there's enough room for both of us.
Yeah.
A couple of Latin dudes out here holding
That's
it down.
right.
Yeah, god damn
Because
it.
there's no Latin dudes holding it down on television
Oh,
for a late night or a talk show. And
There's
it's
one
like,
guy and he started in security. But we're
what's
gonna
his name?
Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, right.
But he's hollowed out a little
He's
space
not
for
the
himself.
host.
No.
He's a sidekick.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And again,
We got
enough for
leading
both of
man
us.
talent.
So I claimed, I'm like, this is a very surface level thing. Your show, you're dealing with like actual social justice issues. You're talking to people from like the LA Tenants Union and stuff, right? Yeah. So given that's your, you have more of that focus. Like, who would be your fantasy guest to
Sonia
have on your-
Sotomayor.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I want to know, like, how do you deal with those assholes every day? Like, how do you not just, like, rip off the table, like Real Housewives style and be like, fuck this,
Yeah.
I'm out of here, like, how do you keep it calm and cool and collected? There's so many bananas people she has to deal with.
That's just the commute into work, and then she's got to
Exactly.
be with the, war criminals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I have a really hard time keeping positive, and you're such a positive, light presence.
Oh, thank you.
How do you do that? What's the secret? Please tell me and all of us
Okay.
for the darkness.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Listen, it's not like I don't swim in darkness either.
Oh.
Like I experience it, but like all feelings, I let it happen, okay? I with it, I don't judge it, then I let it go, and then I let a new feeling come in,
Okay.
okay?
Hold on a second.
Like feel it, don't identify with it, so like, okay, I'm sad right now, but I am not sadness, or like, I am furious right now, I am not fury.
Okay, so Fury, chicken fingers ever? That's very, okay, do you, how many chicken fingers do you order usually in this Fury period?
4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, keep it light.
I figured they were in there somewhere.
Yeah. But for real, that's what I feel it, but I will say this, it's hard work.
Oh, yeah.
And nature is always the thing that I'm like, okay, today I thought all the humans I interact with sucked, but this tree is pretty awesome,
Yeah.
These birds chirping are really singing a good song,
Yeah.
This leaf, I want to chase this leaf. So I tap into my child play and like to nature, and I'm like, okay, the whole planet doesn't suck.
No, not the whole,
Not the
no.
whole planet.
No.
So like, let me just tap into what brings me joy. A good therapist, he said, his name is Dr. Rick. I don't know his last name. Whatever. Dr. Rick.
Dr. Rick is not promising. Sorry.
No, he's like a psychedelic and therapist. He's very famous. I can't think of his name, but he said, taking the good, because you always experience bad is around, but remember to take in the good. You know what I mean? So like during Fringe, your friend shows, oh, this thing got messed up. Oh, this person can't make the show anymore. Oh, I left my costume at home. But maybe you have also a really awesome experience during your show. So like taking that good and don't let the bad become the most present thing in your life.
Okay, so that being said, I have a really hard time where the negative, even the limited negative I might get, because it's going amazing, the limited negative that might come my way, like, that gets super loud.
Yeah.
So is there a quick trick to countering that super loud but also very limited scope negative thing? Like, what's a quick, like, switch the tape over trick?
I love
Not to like put you in the spotlight
I
here.
love to scream in my car. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do it quick, like I'm feeling like I'm at a 10. Okay. And like it could go to 1,000, but like the 10 is already getting hot in here.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like, I'll be right back. I'm going to do a lap. I do a lap around the block, and then I get into my car and I just like scream, like, ah,
Yeah.
Really intensely. And then it seems to, because anger, the peak of anger is 30 seconds in your body, So you want to like intensely feel it and then let it go.
I don't think we're feeling anger the same way, Ramón. But I would say the one problem for you with doing a lap in your car is that you're not very anonymous, because Ramón has like the Ramón-mobile, if you've seen it around Hollywood. it's festooned with his face and his name and all his awards and everything. So like, do you have a wrench on that thing? And by the way I said wrench, you can tell I don't know anything about cars,
I
right?
was like, what's a wrench?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. No, how long have you had the ride?
I've had the ride, okay, without my face or with my face? With my face since my first Fringe, because I was driving from Hermosa Beach to here, and I was like, I'm losing a lot of time commuting. I gotta let the world know what I'm about. Always be marketing, right?
Yeah. ABM, that's what that attempted murderer said. Acquitted or whatever. It's not. It's fine. We got to close out, but if there's one thing that you could ask this audience to take with them, just for themselves, to leave when leaving this theater tonight, what would you ask them to take with them from you?
You know, times have gotten pretty dark. Okay, it's not like I'm immune to the darkness. I'm also like, whoa, Nelly, getting kind of crazy up in here. A lot of bad guys are running shit. So I encourage you to start running shit. If you're a good person, we need better people in city council. Okay, we need better people running organizations. And I know it's like, boo, that doesn't sound fun. I never thought I'd be like an LA tenants advocate, but I had the experience of I have mold in my apartment. I got very ill, almost didn't do Fringe because I was like violently ill for months. And then I went to a new place, started to get better. I learned all about my tenants' rights. You know, I currently in a lawsuit with my landlord.
Hey, yeah, fighting a good fight.
How do I get back at this fucker? And my lawyer said, you gotta stop posting on Instagram about this. Like, we have a case going on, right? But all the help I got for my situation was because I posted on Instagram and people replied back. So my show is basically a revenge show against my landlord. But it birth is like, I'm going to be how can I be an advocate for other people? Okay, how can I start creating resources and be part of community aid and mutual aid to help people out? Because we have a Fringer here who came to the show and who I've been talking to about a situation they have in their apartment. And I want my show to help people. So I was like, okay, I can give information and resources to people through my show. That's how I get back at the system. You know what I mean? So like, use whatever power or thing that you have. Because like, I can't do what Sotomayor does, okay? That's just like, I would punch everybody in the face. You know,
right.
Every rule you gotta be like, wrong, you know. So what I can do though is inform people, create community. So my biggest takeaway is like, find community and be a person that starts creating community, because that's what we need. That's how we survive this shit hole, you know.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah. Hey, connect with everybody in this room and clap your hands one more time for my good friend Ramón. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after these messages.
Very interesting point, Alex. Hi, I'm Alex Enriquez. Tonight's episode of Fringe Tonight Alive is brought to you by Domino's. Mamma mia, that's Italian. And Disney Marvel Studios presents Coca-Cola the Dog, the movie. And by Cowboy Boots. Cowboy Boots. Your wife thinks you'll look ridiculous, but you know your ass is gonna look terrific. Bet you didn't think of that.
Thanks, Alex. Next, I want to introduce our local Best of Broadwater voter, seated right here to my right. Thank you very much. Put your hands together for Yogi. I just wanted to take a temperature real quick. How are you feeling about the show so far?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's feeling pretty warm.
Let's get that up to really good, huh?
Yeah.
My next guest is a very good friend of mine that I've been trying to track this whole Fringe Festival. I'm really excited to introduce the supervisor from the complaints department. Now, here he comes.
Oh, I thought there was more walking music. It takes me a while to... Quite the workout.
I made it. Hello.
Great to see you,
Great to see
Supervisor.
you.
How you doing?
I'm good. Oh, wow, Alex. Quite the firm handshake you got there.
Thank you very much.
You know, I think this would be a good icebreaker activity for everybody in the audience. Turn to your neighbor, or if you don't have a neighbor, then even better to get more acquainted with yourself. Oh, wow, quite the firm handshake you got there. Oh, wow, quite the firm handshake you got there. Okay, and now that you've mastered the art of the handshake, oh, here you go, Alex.
Thank you.
Now that you all are handshake aficionados, please rise for the Pledge of Complaint Processing. Go ahead, don't be shy. Oh, wow, it's so wonderful to see everybody's proper standing heights. Okay, repeat after me. I pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the land of the Complaints Department
of the Complaints Department
of Red Tape Corporate Bureaucracy, for which it exists to accumulate complaints from one universe to another. My complaint does indeed matter, but matter does not equal to a greater or less than resolution of solution to end our world. Exactly! Bravo! And with that, you may all be seated again. Okay, and now that we're all level-headed, corporate has told me that it's time for a quick lesson on complaining. An overview. So, the most famous complainers through history. Let's start with the first famous complainer, the primordial complainer, God. So in the beginning, PCE, that's pre-complaints era. Yeah, you know, well, there was once a time when life was simple, you know? And beautiful nature, and the microorganisms, and the amoebas, and the protozoas, and the single-celled thingy-jiggers. Anyways, then one day, God got bored and complained about the lack of biodiversity. You see, God needed a species that would withstand the demand of his command for a higher intellectual being. And so thus we all know how the story goes, that he created the Adam and the Eve, and even though he could see into the future, still got mad that Eve bit out of the apple. And so, you know, as more and more... It's the phrase new one, right? And so, what a terrific audience. And so, as more and more humies started populating, we call you guys humies here at the Complaints Department, then he needed to create the 10 Commandments because there was complaints and woes and existential dread and grief and tribulations. And God said, wow, I did not sign up for this. This is too much for me to bear. So thus, God created the Complaints Department. And here I stand, holding down the fort, processing one complaint at a time. In short, I'm basically corporate bureaucracy incarnate. Thank you all. So Alex, I think this would be a good time for me to put my handy-dandy skills and training to use and process some complaints from the audience. So, does anybody have any complaints that they need addressed right now? Don't be shy.
What if you don't have a complaint?
Oh, you don't have a complaint as a human. Interesting. Well then, you should come work for us at the Complaints Department. Maybe you'll give something to complain then. Oh, yes, ma'am?
No one says please and thank you anymore.
Yeah.
I work in the service industry and it stinks.
So you know what? You are providing a service to them, and as part of a service of mindfulness, you need to tell them, remind them of their manners, please and thank you. Nice one, Supervisor. Anybody else?
Back here.
Oh, yeah?
I can't ever park my car, and it's very frustrating.
Oh, yeah, I know. Parking is a doozy. Well, you know, I would recommend just being stuck at your parking spot forever and just forming your life to never have to drive anywhere and just have everything in your neighborhood. Yeah, did it.
I'm sorry, the time just expired.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have today.
Thank you very much. One more time for the supervisor for the complaints department. Thank you so much. Yeah, please check the Fringe website for the further dates for one-on-one complaints department appointments and the Fringe July extensions.
Yeah, we're doing over 100 performances all of July, so I got time to process everybody in here tonight and more. There's a
special sticker.
It's all about flipping your perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.
I'm going to make a left turn here real quick from the expected because somebody in the room is celebrating a very special birthday this Sunday. So I want to welcome up our bass player and director, Kate Frisbee. Please join me. I don't want to say what number it is, but she's not going to need a fake ID anymore. And I've already hit this big birthday, so I want to impart a little bit of wisdom to her. She didn't know this was going to happen. I've searched the internet and plied the annals of wisdom to get the biggest and greatest tips. And she's going to receive them with this special hat she has to wear for the rest of the show. She didn't know this was happening. So tip number one.
I should have read the script closer.
Well.
You didn't have it.
So tip number one, always don't and never do. Eat more or less fiber, just do something. It turns out it's not pronounced Dark Vader, but Darth Vader.
Oh.
Yeah, so take that, Star Trek. I find it helpful to once a week try to get in a little double Dutch butt fudgery. It's a Ben & Jerry's flavor. Stretch every morning and cry every night. That's a good one. Dance like no one's watching, you fucking pervert. And this will come up. It turns out man is the most dangerous game.
Man.
Yeah, man. The enema of your anemone is your frenemy. Take only pictures, leave only footprints, and consult your doctor if your erection lasts more than 4 hours. And finally, and this is the most important, I think you're going to feel me on this, treat your body like a temple and your toilet like a lover. And then finally, I think you'll all know what to do on this birthday occasion when I say 1, 2, 3, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kate. Happy birthday to you. She can finally rent a car.
You asshole!
Don't give me that power. Our next guests might look a little familiar to you because you've seen them already in this show. Please welcome Zander and Ruby.
Oh my god, I got sucked through a cosmic time hole and he just threw all this stuff at me.
So we got Zander and we got Ruby, of course, Ramón and the supervisor from the complaints department respectively. And thank you, I wanted to spotlight them because they uniquely amongst a lot of other Fringe shows are in character outside of their performances. I've seen them both at Fringe events, at openings, at office hours, in character, and it's such a fun thing to be able to engage with. And I want to ask each of you if you could tell the audience what it's like to, just a little bit of your particular approach to getting into character.
Well, not to sound too ooh, but Ramón is like my higher consciousness.
Yeah. No, you're right. That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. So it's a downloadable, easy access portal. It's like, well, what would I be if I was like a gentle, masculine person in the world? And like, what kind of men do I want to see in the world? I just want to see more Ramóns.
I think getting a nipple piercing really tames a man.
Yeah. And also for me, it's like Ramón is in my trauma or triggers, so he has like a much better attitude than I do about things. Many times I'll like get frustrated or something, I'll be like, I wonder how Ramón will respond. Like, wait, I think we're free to feel our feelings. You know, like he can like slow me down and help me like process. It's like having your own therapist inside your body. Yeah.
And way cheaper. Jesus
way
Christ.
cheaper.
Yeah. And Zander, do you have anything that you do to get into
Yeah, I had no idea how similar our processes were. As the supervisor, I also have my own therapist hearing my complaints and sometimes resolving them because, as a reminder, the complaints department is different than the solutions department.
Well, also, as you say, a complaint often reveals more about the complainer than the subject of the complaint.
The complaint reveals more about you than the world. Yeah. But yeah, just how like your inner Ramón, as a non-binosaurus fluid individual. Thank you. The supervisor is a way for me, to channel my inner old white cis man.
I did that a lot in my 20s too, and let me say, it's pretty fun. But I will say, I want to get both your opinions on who I consider your peers. You are in the level of certain performers who are known to the general public to be really serious about staying in character. So I'm going to read you 2 names of people that are famous for staying in character, and you're going to have to put your heads together and decide which of those is the superior performer. Okay? So this is the game called In Character, the ultimate staying in character quiz. Okay? So first off, Daniel Day-Lewis versus Jared Leto.
I feel like Daniel Day-Lewis is mentally more healthy.
Totally.
So like staying in character for your mentally more healthy is harder.
Yeah.
We're going to say that goes to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, I'm gonna give Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Gary Oldman. You'll be a guest on next year's show.
Oh, I'm still gonna give it to DD.
DDL, okay.
I think he might be in it for the long haul.
Daniel, well, you just wait.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Day-Lewis versus Hilary Swank. DDL. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Paul Rubens Pee Wee Herman. Oh, you thought it was going to be easy, did you? Okay. Pee Wee versus Jennifer Coolidge, who's always playing Jennifer Coolidge.
I mean, when you find your niche, I mean, they both, but Paul Rubens would do other stuff, but yeah, I mean, Jennifer Coolidge as that archetype.
All the time.
Jennifer Coolidge versus Christian Bale.
Yeah, he's one of the most chameleon people out there.
I want to talk about a psychopath.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
We're like doing our favorite. What's the overall?
It's really super easy. Which of those is objectively the best?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Okay, now this is Christian Bale versus Shrek.
We're bringing unhuman magical creatures into this now?
Shrek played Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
Shrek wins, everybody! Zander and Ramón, my very good friends. We'll be right back after another word from our sponsors.
And now I will read a prepared statement. Alex Enriquez does not represent the thoughts and opinions of the Broadwater, Fringe Tonight Alive, or Big PB Energy LLC. Hi, Alex Enriquez here. Tonight's episode of Fringe Tonight Alive is brought to you by Uncle Rick Caruso's The Grove, Uncle Rick Caruso's The Americana at Brand, and Uncle Rick Caruso's The LA City Hall at the Commons at Valencia, and by my lawsuit. Who can I sue if my reputation was shattered because of, let's call it a misunderstanding, at the zoo? Can you sue an ape? More importantly, who put the ape in the dress? These and many other legal conundrums will be settled with your help, and there might be a little dough in it for you as well. If you or anyone you know is an expert in the law of zoo fuck-ups, please visit the URL sexyapemishap.boat.party. Thanks for your help. And to be clear, the ape was sexy. What happened between us was not.
Thanks, Alex. My next guest is bringing his unique brand of super smart, super fast comedy here again to the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Please welcome the incredible Mark Vigeant.
Great. You did great. Wow. Yeah. You guys are great.
Mark,
wow.
So how many fringes is this for you?
This is my 7th in 13 months. This is my 7th Fringe Festival in 3 continents.
Yeah. Because doing one fringe in my same zip code took a year off my life. So, Mark, how do you do it?
I
know, put you on the spot.
I love it. Obviously, I did, the last time I did one, I had a show called Mark Pleases You.
Mark Pleases You is incredible.
Yeah, and it changed my life. So I wrote the show. I am from Connecticut, but I'm from New York. Okay, I'm from New York, and I performed in New York for many years at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and I was ready to move on from that, but I didn't know where to go, and I was really burnt out at the beginning of the pandemic, and I moved here, and I was thinking, I did the artist's way, and I found a new therapist.
Yeah. The artist's way. Yeah. Do your morning pages.
I've done my morning pages every day for 4 years.
Yeah.
And
can I disclaimer? I didn't mean to bring this many braggarts on the show. People with triple-digit savings. People with time for morning pages. So
time for morning pages. Yeah, no, and I had this moment in 2022 where I was like, should I walk away from performing forever? And I was like, no, I want to make one more show about this feeling I have right now. And that turned into Mark Pleases You. And I didn't know where to bring it. And my director was like, let's go to Fringe. And then I had a friend who said, well, before you go to Edinburgh, take it to a bunch of American fringes that are smaller where you can get practice. And I did that. It was the best time of my life. And so then I got home and I was like, I'm going to do it again with a new show.
Amazing. Yeah, incredible. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that Hollywood to Edinburgh pipeline, and I'm an even bigger fan of it feeding back here too, this circuit, because you've had multiple shows, like you said, in multiple fringes. But what's the first thing? What's do you remember the moment where you're like, oh God, I gotta perform? Or is there a distinct moment where you remember, this thing is in me and I gotta get it out?
Yeah, absolutely. I was sitting, you mean when I created Mark Pleases You for the first time?
I mean...
Or when I wanted to perform, period.
If you told a joke that made your mom laugh or whatever.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Well,
I'm the youngest of 5. Catholic. Not practicing.
Okay. Thank you.
I was supposed to be the priest. Oh man. Yeah, the first time, honestly, making each other laugh was currency in my family, and my dad doesn't express love. Yes. It's oh, duh, I'm a performer. My dad doesn't love me. But he does. He just doesn't express it well. That's what therapy taught me, right? I've come a full circle now, but I also was obese as a child, and my sense of humor was my whole protective mechanism.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And the only way that I related to my dad was he would show us things that made him laugh. So I watched a lot of Mel Brooks when I was a little kid. I love anything that Leslie Nielsen does. I watched a lot of Ernie Kovacs.
You got deep.
Yeah, no, I have a training in very specific nerd comedy from the 50s.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of Stan Freberg. which is an old radio.
Why do I have a show? You should have a fucking show with this. Okay, so
thank you.
So now I'm like, oh, there's too much to talk. So now we're talking about you have this very deep well of influence, and you're also somebody who, like you said, UCB.
Yeah.
A lot of improv influence, but you married it with clown.
Yeah.
And so, like, what are you finding in yourself that's expanding through that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, so when I 2 years ago, I started training at the Idiot Workshop, which is a clown workshop led by John Gilkey. Last year, the winner of Top of Fringe, Claire Woolner, she studied with Gilkey.
She scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
She's great. No, in a good way, like in a way an artist should. But I have to hide behind my life.
I think what it's showing me is like I think every school of comedy is kind of all teaching towards the same thing, you know? Like I am the people who were performing at 11:30 p.m. in the basement under that grocery store in Chelsea are doing the same shit that the people at the Lyric Hyperion are doing at 11:30 p.m. whatever, you know what I mean? And what it's unlocking in me is the ability to just play the way I did when I was 3, except with a little bit more panache.
Ooh. I mean,
maybe, I don't
know. No. I saw Mark pleases you. I would say you have plenty panache to spare.
Yeah.
Can you give us just a little bit about what the Best Man show is about? We're almost out of time. Yeah. Give us what's the Best Man show?
The Best Man show is it's a one-person show. It's a Best Man speech that goes totally off the rails, and it's just the Best Man speech. And that's it, like from the beginning to the end. It's a full hour of a Best Man speech. And I recruit audience members to be part of the wedding party. It's interactive, it's fun, it's dark. It is all about love and what it means to love your family, your friends, yourself, and what happens when you're really lonely.
I'll say this, if you go there, you will be in the care of an utmost professional at the top of his game. Really, absolutely. You will really put your hands together one more time. For Mark Vigeant! Thank you. Powerful stuff, Alex. And may I just add that it's clear the time you took to reflect on your past actions has clearly done you a world of good. May Christ continue to light your path. Hi, still Alex Enriquez. You know, it would really help the show if you went online and left a review for us. Online. Reviewing Fringe shows helps let new people know about shows, and it can make us feel pretty good as well. So we've set up a URL to help you do just that. Please visit sexyapemishap.pro.party and leave a review. Thanks.
Wait, it's the same website?
Yeah. We got a deal. Here to close out our final Fringe performance of this year is Hope Levy with a number from her show, The Connie Converse Universe. Put your hands together.
I had a stove and a window screen. I had a table painted green. Sat on a chair with a broken back, wearing a pretty potato sack. That was the very first song I ever heard of Connie Converse. And Connie Converse was our first female modern folk singer-songwriter who was writing very quirky, poetic, deeply personal songs in the early 1950s. I mean, she was before Joni Mitchell, before Joan Baez, before Dylan, before the term singer-songwriter was even a genre. And I became obsessed by her songs, her story, and her mystery. You see, 50 years ago, at the age of 50, Connie Converse, in 1974, August, went out to her VW Bug, packed up her belongings, stepped on the gas, and drove away, never to be seen again. Her whereabouts still remain a mystery to this day. I want to understand what would make someone want to disappear. Maybe there were clues in her lyrics as to why. Honeybee, go and tell us, darling, to go and tell my darling to hurry home to me. Honeybee, say I'm sad and lonely, and say I'm wishing only his love and smile to see. We had a fight and he's been gone, an hour by the clock upon the shelf. He was right, but I'm too proud to go and tell him so myself. So honeybee, go and tell us, darling, to go and tell my darling to hurry home to me. Hurry home to me. Hurry home, won't you hurry home to me? Hurry home to me. Hurry home to me. Tell him please, honeybee, tell him for me, honeybee. If Connie Converse is alive, she turns 100 on August 3rd of this year. Maybe she chose to disappear to a place she always felt she belonged. In between two tall mountains, there's a place they call lonesome. Don't see why they call it lonesome. I'm never lonesome when I go there. See that bird sitting on my windowsill? Well, he's saying whippoorwill all the night through. See that brook running by my kitchen door? Well, it couldn't talk no more if it was you. Up that tree, there's sort of a squirrel thing. Sounds just like we did when we were quarreling. In the yard, I keep a pig or two. They drop in for dinner like you used to do. I don't stand in the need of company with everything I see, talking like you. Up that tree, there's sort of a squirrel thing. Sounds just like we did when we were quarreling. You may think you left me all alone, but I can hear you talk without a telephone. In between two tall mountains, there's a place they call lonesome. Don't see why they call it lonesome. I'm never lonesome, now I live there. Thank you, Connie Converse.
That was fantastic. Hope you've got a show you'd like to promote coming up, please.
So I do have my last show Sunday. I think it's sold out, but I do have a show at the Philosophical Research Society.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which is a fun venue. So I'm doing this show, and I'm also celebrating Connie Converse's birthday. I'm actually doing that show on August 2nd, and then August 3rd, I'm continuing the 100th birthday celebration of Connie Converse. Maybe she'll show up. I'm doing a show in Ojai at the Ojai Underground Exchange, so thank you. And then I'm going to New York October 21st with the show.
I'd love to be there. Everybody in the show, come up. Everybody wants to come up. That's it for the show tonight. I want to thank the team at Fringe Tonight Live. I want to thank my guests tonight, Mark and Zander and Ruby and Hope. I want to thank up, Brown? The Hollywood Sound, Tom, Kate Fringe, our director, Peter Hopkins. I want to thank our executive producer, Katie Rose Donahue Enriquez, my wife. I want to thank our producers, Stephanie Seifel and Rich McKay. And this is really, I mean, I don't know what this seems like to you, but a lot of times over the last month, this has felt like a dream come true. And it's been because of folks like you. Thank you very much for closing us out. I'm Dr. Alex, and I think it's time to close the show. This isn't goodbye. It's see you soon. Good night.